MAGA regrets. And it's just so much clips and material in the internet that is hard to pick from. From farmers to regular MAGA to people losing their business to Latinos finding out. It is so much to pick from, but I prepared you a really good one. You're gonna enjoy it, so stay towards the end. Please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe to my channel, activate the notification bell. That's really important, okay? But that way you don't miss any videos. Activate the notification bell. Y help us to support independent media, subscribing to my channel and leaving a comment below. So stay towards the end.
So what is that?
That's best president of the United States.
All right, that's Donald Trump with his mugshot, right? It says never surrender.
Never surrender.
Okay, that is a picture of him surrendering to Georgia authorities, though, right?
Fair. He's the best president of America.
Okay, but that literally is a picture of him surrendering, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Is the Earth round or flat?
Earth's flat.
Do you think the Earth is round or flat?
I know we didn't go to the moon.
We didn't go to the moon?
No, we didn't go to the moon.
Why do you say that?
Because you can't get out of the atmosphere.
Round or flat?
I'm not really sure.
You're not sure? Could be flat?
Could be.
Earth round or flat?
Well, you know the answer to that. Can you tell me what you think?
Please answer me, please.
No, because I want to know. Tell me. Because
I believe the Earth is round.
from NASA pictures, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know of CGI, right?
I've heard of CGI, yeah.
Yeah. So I believe in the Bible, in Genesis, under the dome, it plainly tells you there, under a firmament, dome. So it's, as flat as a pancake.
I'm glad Trump is spending $175 billion on ICE. Someone needs to do something about these immigrant gang members that are violently picking strawberries in 100-degree weather, or swarming construction sites and putting up drywall and roofing houses. And I finally feel safe walking through the parking lot of a Home Depot without having to be accosted by all these immigrant gangbangers that are saying that they're just day laborers. It's like, all right, whatever you say. Look, all I know is I'm enjoying the $2 gas. I'm enjoying the cheap groceries. I can't wait to get my $5,000 check from Doge. And Trump just said he's going to bring down the price of drugs 1,500%. That means every time I go get my Viagra or my Ozempic, they're going to pay me $500. And you snowflakes are complaining about that? I'll never understand you people.
This message is for President Trump. Since you came down that escalator, my life has been a living hell, and I fought through it because I am a fighter. I am livid over what you just did to Marjorie Taylor Greene. I voted for you 3 times. I attended every rally in D.C. on my own dime. The amount of money it cost me. I stayed at your hotel at Trump D.C., sir. $700-800 a night. No discount for the military. Do you know that? Did you guys know that Trump hotels do not give military discounts? Our country's suffering, and you keep talking about all these things you're doing. I don't feel it at the grocery store. I need a Valium and a vodka to even go to the grocery store because I look at my card after spending $200 and I'm like, what the fuck did I just buy? You literally had a communist in your office and you were kissing his ass. I never thought I would ever say this, but I'm no longer a Trump supporter. You're a fucking disgrace.
Wow. So this is what it takes for MAGA to get upset at their orange god when it hits them in the pocket. Nothing else. They don't give a shit about nothing else. Only when it hits them in the pocket. Surprise, surprise. Subscribe now if you haven't done so already. Hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss a thing.
We didn't vote for this, though, people. I sure as hell didn't. We voted for him to do better, to fix our economy. We voted for cheaper gas, cheaper food, cheaper insurance. We got none of that. None of that. As a matter of fact, it's higher. It's way higher. And what do we got to say to this idiot to get him to understand we're hurting out here?
The tides have shifted. I have been making, as many of you guys know, these MAGA FAFO videos for almost a year now, ever since Donald Trump got elected. And when I would first make them, in the beginning of this series, if you will, it was filled with a bunch of Trump supporters turning against the MAGA creator. So a MAGA creator would criticize Trump and be like, hey, he's not keeping on his promises. And then they would all fill the comment sections being like, you're a traitor, you just need to give him time, you were never really MAGA. Well, the tides have shifted. Not only have I come across 4 of these MAGA regret videos in the past hour, but the comment sections, completely different tone than a year ago. And I'm going to read some of these comments so that you can see what I'm talking about. I mean, it's flooded with this. I'm not having to pick and choose. This is literally the entirety of this man's comment section. He himself is a MAGA creator. I love Trump, but severely disappointed in him. Nothing changed. No golden age, no relief. It's truly disheartening. I voted for him, but he has let us down. He has sold us out. He's talked a good game, but he is only after the dollar bill. I voted for Trump 3 times. I decided that they are intentionally crashing the economy and starving us. I am a senior. I have never struggled like I am now. I had to put food on a charge card. Trump is such a disappointment. He is doing nothing for Americans. We are not back. I voted for him. I own my own business and my sales have dropped at least 35 to 40% from the last year. And I am in the North Dallas area. People are not spending money like they used to. Things are changing and we're about to see a big blue wave. My name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you won't see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye.
What the hell you mean I'm a bad person for voting for Donald Trump? Are you crazy? I had faith in him that he was gonna do better for the country, but right now I just don't know. Cutting the big beautiful bill, was that a bad thing? I don't know. Is there something revolutionary going on? I don't know. Is being a Trump supporter the smartest play? I really don't know. I used to be so big on being a supporter for Donald Trump. Now I just don't give a shit, to be honest with you. 2025 is getting scary. We don't know what is coming next.
It's official. It's official. Americans regret their vote. I mean, I know the last few months we've been seeing videos of people saying how much they regret their vote, and we're seeing the FAFO movement, and I told you so videos online, but now it's official. There's new polling that came out that asked these people this question, whether they regret their vote or they feel disappointed in their vote. And it asked 2 sections of people, right? MAGA voters versus non-MAGA voters. So MAGA voters, 8% regret their vote, 6% are disappointed in their vote, right? So if you want to say that's about 15% of a negative outcome of their voting for Trump. That's 15% of MAGA people. And if we continue to break it down to non-MAGA people, like independents, soft Republicans, conservative Democrats, libertarians, all those type of people, you have about 28 to 26. 28% regret their vote entirely, where 26% is disappointed. So that's like 54%. 54%. You know what that is? You know what 54% means? That's Michigan. That's Wisconsin. That's Pennsylvania. Okay? That's Arizona. That's Georgia. That's North Carolina. That's Virginia. That's all of these states that went to Donald Trump last election that will be going back into the blue column this time. If the election was held today, it would be a landslide victory for the Democrats. That's what 54% of people regretting their vote or disappointed with their votes means today. And a new poll just came out today. If the midterms were held today, what percentage of people would vote Democrat versus Republican? 55% will vote Democratic versus 41% that will vote Republican. We are looking at, people, a damn near wave coming in 2026. And those numbers could get worse. So what does that even mean? It's hard to quantify this. We knew this was going to happen. We knew that we were going to get here because we've seen this movie before. You see, Trump is like a movie that when you see it the first time, you don't need a sequel because you haven't seen it. You know exactly how it's going to go. The monster is going to get up. He's going to, attack some people. He's going to go act all crazy. He's going to scare everybody. And eventually what's going to happen, that the town is going to band together and they're going to take down the monster. There's no reason to resurrect the monster and thinking the monster going to act differently. Because at the end of the day, a monster's gonna do monstrous stuff. So, I look at these numbers and it just makes me sad. It just does. I mean, I know typically y'all see me here, I'm, screaming, having a good time, we laughing, but it just makes me sad because we didn't have to be here. We didn't have to be here. I mean, imagine this. This man has taken up almost 10 years of our time as a country. Look at how much damage this man has done. Look how many friendships that this man has destroyed. Look at how many families that this man has ripped apart. I mean, look at the discourse, at the fact that people don't even identify themselves as people anymore. They identify themselves as the party that they support. You got people wearing Trump thongs, got Trump tattoos, Trump bikinis. Like it's crazy to me how this man has morphed this country into what it is. And a lot of people are gonna say, well, a lot of these people were here, racism, all this stuff existed before that. Yeah, you're right. But here's the thing, right? Ugliness can exist, but if someone doesn't breathe life into it, it stays dormant. And there's an argument to say that it's good for us to see this now because it'll make us better in the future. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I'm just sad because I feel like, how COVID took a couple years away from us, away from kids who are in school, away from people who are doing things. I feel like Trump took away a decade of this life of this country. I think he did. And the good thing is that, I think the fever's breaking now. And I think we're about to come at the end of this. And honestly, just, real talk moving forward, y'all. I know a lot of us have kind of separated ourselves from people that we felt have been lost, right? And we stopped having these conversations. We stopped really engaging. I would say a lot of these cats are struggling right now. They may not say that, but they are struggling right now. So I'm saying, leave a little space for them. Leave a little space for them. Because at the end of the day, a lot of content creators might not say this, but I'm going to say it. We still got to live with these people. We still got to figure out how to work together with a lot of these people. And at some point before the sickness hit, these people were good people. These people were good people who contributed, who were in your life for a reason. Let's hope that when this fever breaks and when this sickness ends, they can be those people again. If you like this content, man, like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, do all the things, y'all. Till next time, POV, peace out.
And the MAGA nuts, they don't even know if the air is flat or round. Who knows what it is? I still gonna have to pay my bills tomorrow if the air is flat or is round. So the MAGA nuts are in regret, okay? They are regretting their votes. They are like, he betrayed us. Okay, now the feeling of MAGA is a feeling of betray. They just passed from the FAFO moment to think this guy is betrayed us. This guy promised us that we're just gonna have a good economy, and he took away our food stamp. He's taking away our Medicaid. He's taking away our Affordable Care Act, because for MAGA, Obamacare never existed. It was always the Affordable Care Act. He took away our Affordable Care Act. He took away our Medicaid. He paid our Social Security late. And we are losing our business. We are losing our farms. And on the top of that, the latest, okay, it's something that MAGA agrees, okay? And this is MAGA across the board. They don't want any conflict. They don't want any war with any other country. And MAGA, we are about to start a war in Venezuela. And in circles of MAGA, this news is just running like a powder, like explosion. Okay, that we may gonna go in war with Venezuela. And MAGA is not happy. MAGA is not happy. MAGA is like, the economy is not right. I'm not paying the gas prices that you promised me. The groceries prices are expensive, and on the top of that, something that they didn't want to have, that it was a war with any other country. They are having it. So they are mad. They are mad. They cannot take it anymore and they are feeling betrayed. This is happening all around this country. Yes, states, they were completely red. They are turning blue, completely and absolutely. States where the Republicans had the super majority for years upon years upon years, they are turning blue. Slowly but for sure. They're gonna be lucky if the Republicans can keep the Congress red all the way to the middle terms. We're talking about here, maybe in the next couple months, maybe in December, January, Congress is gonna turn blue. The blue wave is coming, and the MAGA nuts are regretting.
A big MAGA influencer had a complete meltdown on Twitter questioning everything about the Trump administration, even wondering if he won the election. I'll summarize what she said, but she begins here by saying, "I'm MAGA ride or die, but lately I'm feeling like I'm the punchline to a very painful and destructive joke. Because now I'm asking myself, did Trump really win the election or was it all staged again?" Then she says, "From where I'm standing, the only ones having victories are the Democrats." She goes on to talk about how Trump is always golfing while BlackRock and Vanguard buy up all the single-family homes, pointing out that none of his policies are America first. The Democrats have been saying this for years now. She asks, what happened to the big Democrat arrests? Why are the left's activist judges running our country? Why has America First become more like donors first, cronies first, pharma first, tech overlords first, genocidal dictators first? I don't know how these people didn't learn the first time around. Donald Trump has done nothing to help the middle class. All he wants to do is enrich himself and his billionaire buddies. But thankfully, it seems like Trump's most devoted supporters are finally waking up to the fact that he is not delivering what he promised. Just think about it. Even his most loyal supporters are now questioning if he won the election. That's how you know Trump is a horrible president.
You're a Trump supporter, yes or no?
Yes, I am.
Can you say what you just said again?
I said, I don't care if there's 100 14-year-old girls that come forward, not only implicate him, but is proven in a court of law. Let him be the president for all of us. Don't we want him to succeed?
Well, except for the 14-year-old girls who were trafficked. You're saying ignore their stories.
There are bigger issues in the world.
Then telling the stories of children who were trafficked and giving them their justice?
Much bigger issues.
All right, racist.
The reality is the ghetto was created, and public housing in particular was created not for poor black people. It was created for poor white people.
I mean, at this point, it seems like this was your guys' plan all along, to make America as ghetto as possible. Now that we've established who is actually ghetto, we can address who is actually making America ghetto. For decades, they've pointed their fingers at the copper-colored indigenous Americans, defining ghetto by their zip code or for having an unapologetic aura. When the truth is that white America isn't just in the ghetto. They are the architects, the mayors, and the primary residents for the most profound ghetto of all, a colonizer's mind. Let's point out all the ways the ghetto clan projects their inferiority by attaching all their shortcomings to black Americans. The racists talk about absent fathers. Well, look at their suburban meth towns and their Rust Belt communities. Fathers are completely gone, trying to turn their children into spouses, or they're emotionally checked out, leaving a void filled by Call of Duty and racial internet extremism. White people don't know a single thing about a strong family unit. They're pretending, and they're trying to make black Americans envious. The white family is a breeding ground for dysfunction because of the fathers. Racists love to conjure up stereotypes about negligent parenting, but who are the ones showing up to school board meetings screaming about books, instead of showing up to their kid's parent-teacher conference to ask why their kid can't read? Who is leaving their children to be raised by iPads and extremist YouTube algorithms? Quite the opposite of parenting. They applaud themselves for abandoning their child. Oh yeah, I barely see my husband and kids. I run 6 businesses and I own real estate all over Orange County, darling. Meanwhile, her son is taking his sister for her 3rd abortion, and all 3 pregnancies were his. Racists love to project that black Americans are crime-ridden. Who is committing the majority of domestic terrorism? Who are the ones with the highest rates of arrests for violent crime? Who is running the opioid empires that have turned entire counties into graveyards? The racists project that everyone is indoctrinating their children. But who is actively passing laws to whitewash history? Who is banning books while allowing children to have unrestricted access to pornographic violence online? They don't protect innocence. They manufacture innocence and hope that no one will notice. These inferior racists created the physical ghettos for black Americans through redlining and predatory lending. But their own communities are becoming moral and intellectual ghettos. Walled off from reality, compassion, basic human decency, they are so invested in their racism, they are actively choosing to fail. They are burning their own house down out of spite, while the original people are the ones with the water to put it out. But they'd rather choke on the smoke than accept a helping hand from the very people they've spent centuries trying to destroy. Now that's ghetto.
Stop posting the Trump videos because it seems like they were getting to people. I guess being a black Trump supporter is a very bad thing in America nowadays. So if you're black and you voted for Trump, get ready for the backlash. Get ready for people to say very mean things about you, hateful things about you. And it's just things that you can't control because we live in a society that's judgmental nowadays. That's why I've barely been posting. So I used to post a lot of Trump supporter videos, but hey, I stopped posting on social media when it came to those things. So there you got it.
This edition of FAFO titled, Mom, It's Gonna Be a Cold One. So here's how this one started. On October 9th, Diane George on Facebook reposted this post from the US State Department saying that the historic deal to release the remaining hostages would have not been possible without Trump, saying, I hope the whole nation understands how incredibly proud they should be of their president. Then on November 5th, she made a lengthy post talking about the election going on for New York City's mayor, pretty much talking about what would happen if Zoran Mondani won and the rise of socialist Democrat policies. It's really interesting what she posts because right in the center, she said, if New York City mayor is allowed to fully implement everything he's promising, funds will dry up and collide with economic reality. And since she's saying she's against democratic socialist policies, let's see how she's doing now. Because just 2 days ago, Diane George writes in response to a post on the White House saying, we are patiently waiting for prices to come down. Unfortunately, federal cuts have hurt my elderly mother and other seniors. My mother received a notice that there is no HEAP money available. Why would you cut funding that helps people heat their homes? So let me get this straight. She's against socialism, but her mom is the one that's relying on federal handouts that heat the house, basically. And to me, it sounds like Diane just voted for her mom to pull herself up by the bootstraps. Now, Diane, maybe you can pull yourself up by the bootstraps and not have to rely on government funding in order to heat your mom's house because you were talking about being against democratic socialist policies. But have the day that you voted for. Bye.
President Trump promised to bring jobs back, to lift wages of workers, to lower costs. None of that stuff is happening.
After a century of operation, Case New Holland announced plans to shut down its manufacturing plant in Burlington, Iowa, cutting over 200 union jobs and devastating the community.
In the past 4 years, this company has made $8.7 billion. They've given Wall Street $3.3 billion in dividends and buybacks. What do the workers who make the product that generates those profits get? I'll put it bluntly, we get fucked.
Now, MAGA edition, farmers, apparently in the negotiated bipartisan government funding bill that Trump and Elon Musk just killed, that bill was going to include $10 billion to farmers in subsidies. Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Donald Trump took that away. They want a clean CR now, a clean continuing resolution that also obliterates the debt ceiling. I clipped a video last week of CNN interviewing a dairy farmer in a red state who voted for Trump, whose business only functions with immigrant labor. And the reporter asked him what happens if Donald Trump deports all of these people. He was like, oh, I'll go out of business almost immediately, and the nation will run out of food in 2 days. But he doesn't think Trump's going to do that. He voted for Trump. He doesn't think he's really going to do that.
And just like that, the orange buffoon left MAGA farmers dry. He left MAGA farmers on the dust. He puts his tariff that made exporting good for farmers close to impossible. They lost the markets where to put their products, and they needed that subsidy that was coming for the government to keep their farmers afloat. And yes, the subsidy is not coming. It is not coming in the bill that they just passed. They decided there is not gonna be no money for farmers. So our farmers are going bankrupt. Our farmers are not gonna have enough money to save their farm. So generations of farm, they've been in the family for generations. They are going to become industrial farms. And yes, and they voted for this because this is the thing, okay? The ignorance. This is what my dad used to say. I don't know if I told you, my dad used to be a police officer. He was a sheriff. And he used to tell me the ignorance of the law doesn't exempt you for any crime. If you don't know the law because you are ignorant, you are still going to be punished. So if you don't know the law and because they didn't read the project 2025, it doesn't make them less guilty than what they brought upon them. They needed to get informed. They needed to read what a project 2025 had for the farmers. They decided not to do it. And they decided to vote for white supremacy. They decided to vote for racism. And they didn't put themselves. If they didn't just put themselves first, they would have made the right choice in this past November's election. They decided to vote their gut. They decided to vote for racism. They decided to vote for separation. They decided to vote for make someone else suffer. And now they are paying the consequences.
Facebook is a sea of MAGA complaining about how they've lost their family because these brainwashed liberals, particularly grandchildren, they're upset that they can no longer see their grandchildren. Seems like you guys voted to rip families apart. So you're getting exactly what you voted for.
MAGA Women's Support Line, where you are right and always the victim. What kind of mess can we help you clean up today?
My daughter and her family aren't coming for the holidays because we still support this administration.
Well, we've been getting a lot of those phone calls lately, so let's go over the basics to make sure we're not missing anything. Have you reminded her that politics should not come between families?
I have, but she said that this isn't politics, it's basic human rights.
Have you used Bible verses and said good Christian families always stick together?
They're atheists.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Let's dig a little deeper, okay? Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I think if you get on Facebook, you have Facebook, right?
I get all my news there.
Okay, you're going to need to go to her profile and everybody else in your family's profile to make sure your feed will show up on their feed. And you're going to need to post some passive-aggressive memes, a bunch of Bible verses, and talk about how the holidays are for family only.
My family has me blocked for posting about eating cats and dogs earlier this year.
Okay, if that doesn't work, you're going to need to start reaching out to all your family first and start talking about how you don't feel very well and you're worried that this might be your last holiday season and you only want for everybody to be together.
I faked cancer last year when they went to her husband's family for the holidays, but they probably forgot, right? They probably forgot. They're not going to remember something like that. I'll do whatever I take. We're not going to be like some woke, liberal, atheist family not spending the holidays together.
All right, well, if that doesn't work, you're going to have to be willing to show up at their house unannounced. Are you willing to do so?
I'm a God-fearing MAGA woman. Yes.
All right, we'll call back if it gets to that point.
Residents in the city of Lexington, following Friday's announcement that Tyson will be shutting down its beef processing plant on or about January 20th. The plant has been here for so long that many residents consider it a part of the community and now are left scrambling to find answers. The closure affects a large portion of residents, as nearly 3,200 people are employed at the plant, according to Reuters, in a city of just over 11,000 people. Some residents who grew up in Lexington say the plant has been a central part of their lives for as long as they can remember.
Both my parents worked there. My dad still works there. It was a huge impact, obviously, on all of us, as the city as well. My dad's been working there for almost 27 years, and so hearing the news was a pretty big deal, you know, kind of saddening because he was getting close to a retirement age, and he's just like, wow, all these years they're going to do that to us. So it's sad. It's really sad.
Those in the community believe the effect of the closure will ripple through the city, affecting local businesses, schools, and families.
We need those jobs. If Tyson closes permanently, it's not only going to affect the people who work in there, but also people in the community and other towns around us. Then, those restaurants that are thriving because people go eat there, and now they're also going to be affected.
Locals are left hoping for a buyer or some last-minute solution to keep families in the only home they've ever known, as the city braces for a challenging transition.
Like my family's talking about, well, we're going to have to relocate, move states, or we may even lose our house. So it's just very close to home. It's too close to home. And it's every family member. You go out in the street and it's literally every person you may see is impacted by Tyson one way or another.
Residents say Lexington is resilient, but the coming weeks and months will be a critical test for the city.
As the White Hood turns, economists are now predicting that we have hit a recession. Like we knew it was coming, but apparently it is here. So they are reporting that there has been a complete slowdown in the jobs market. Manufacturing is not making the comeback that he told MAGA that it would make. We all heard about him firing the director of the BLS because she reported accurate jobs numbers. He didn't like them, so he fired her. And basically, the economy is tanking daily. But what makes me giggle a little bit, because we're all feeling it, so I'm not laughing at them necessarily, but this article is referring to it as the redneck recession. Because the people who are going to be hit the hardest with this is basically his entire MAGA base. I'm not talking about the millionaire and billionaire class of this. They only make up about...
Get out of here! All of it! Take it! Take my credit. Why, Daddy? I believed in you!
You know, I just need to ask y'all a question. I keep hearing more often than not, what are Democrats going to do? Just the same way I keep hearing, where are all the black people at? Well, baby, check this out. Black people, especially the 92 and the 80, we sitting down. Baby, we did what we were supposed to do. We yelled at the mountaintops and we voted. And no other race at no other time voted 92%. I don't care who it was, except for this election, and it was black women. And then 80% of black men. But we told you. We told you. And it cracks me up how y'all sit back and say, well, they need to be doing more. Democrats need to be doing more. No, baby, you did it all. Congratulations. You thought it would have been us, but it turned around on you. Congratulations. Hey. It is what it is. Now, you have to sit down and you have to reap the consequences of your decisions. See, the 92%, we already knew what was coming, so we knew what to do. You the one that's sitting over there crazy, sad, and alone. Now look what you done did. Now I don't feel sorry for you, not one solitary bit. I feel sorry for the folks that's caught the crossfire. But you, Absolutely not. You deserve to get absolutely everything you voted for. And don't you dare say you didn't vote for this. You heard him just like I heard him. And we all heard the same thing. Now, whether you wanted to sit up there and run with this 34 convicted felon who dodged the draft 5 times, who has been bankrupt 6 times, who clearly said he didn't like black people counting his money. He clearly said there was bad blood here. He clearly said this was going to be bloody. He clearly said it was going to be unlike anything anybody ever seen. He clearly said he was going to be dictator. He wasn't going to be dictator except for on day 1. Did you think he was talking about just for one day? He told you everything up front. So now you made this bed of nails. Now you lay in it. Now I'm about to go have me a cup of coffee. What's for dinner? That flag is up. Power to the people. Indeed.
If you have someone that's questioning and going, oh, this isn't what I was thinking, I think we have to leave the door open. Like I saw this video of North Carolina, I guess, Latino guy. He voted for Trump in 2024. You know, he's like, I regret my vote. I didn't expect DHS agents to harass me simply for being Latino. I understand why there are so many people that are commenting on that, like, oh no, the leopards ate my face.
Oh, no, it's almost as if there were signs. There were literal signs. There were billboards. Yeah, no, I know.
But it's like, but I do think we need to find an area to be like, okay, how do I not lock that person in? Because we see a version of this anytime, or not anytime, a lot of the times when people got canceled, right? Mm-hmm. Where the only people that would be open to them and accept them were people on the right. And then we were like, I can't believe they went down this crazy rabbit hole and they become this shell of themselves that spout insane things. Like, even that is like, I'm not looking down on anyone that isn't. I am also actively trying to be like, I gotta open my heart, because there have been times I've made bad decisions. There have been times that I've probably been cruel. And I don't know, that's a battle that I have as well. So that's where I want to open it up. I'm not saying.
Even the people voting for Trump are slowly but surely regretting it.
I did vote for Trump, and now I will deal with the aftermath of the tariffs. I compared 2024 first quarter to 2025 first quarter. I am down 70%. I'm not willing to say that that's due to the decisions of the administration yet, because my business does run in cycles. When it comes to the items that I import directly from China, like the pens, pencils, coffee mugs, keychains, calculators, that's all been affected immediately. I also had a quote for rubber ducks that I was working on, 5,000 rubber ducks. And my unit cost went from below 30 cents to just below 50 cents overnight. Consequently, that order of ducks is on hold. I also had 10,000 poker chips on hold. I have 2,000 hats on hold. This is all merchandise I could be selling right now. Yes, I do have some investments that are down, which is affecting me on the personal side. Now we're not sure which direction we want to go.
You're a Republican, I'm a Democrat. You did vote for Donald Trump. If you could go back to Election Day, do you see yourself voting for Kamala and giving her a chance then?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And you did just say, you know, that you wouldn't do it again, that you regret your vote. Can you tell us why that is?
Well, I told you, the prices for one thing is the big thing. And then, like I said, he's lying. He full-faced lies about things right on television. I mean, he's done some really horrible things. I don't know how anybody can stand behind that.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I want to share something with you. Tomorrow morning, the sun is going to rise. And guess who I blame for it? Donald J. Trump. Tomorrow evening, the sun is going to set. Guess who I blame? Donald John Trump. The sky is blue. It's Donald John Trump's fault. The sky is blue. Joe Biden was born. Even though Joe Biden is older than Trump, it is Trump's fault that Joe Biden was born. Kamala Harris, she married, Dougie. And she dealt with Willie Brown and Montel and everybody else. And she lost the election. And guess whose fault that is? Donald J. Trump. Jasmine Crockett says that, Mr. J.E. was giving out money to Republicans. And when she was fact-checked, she's tried to backtrack. Guess whose fault that is? Donald J. Trump. AOC says that, astronauts, can go to the sun at nighttime because the sun is cooler. And y'all know who fault it is, right? Donald J. Trump. Listen, I'm 300 pounds, 6'3", hair turning gray, skin is dark. And guess who I blame for it? Donald J. Trump. I blame him for all of this. Not the fact of the matter I eat cakes and ice cream and chicken and pizza, you know, and all that stuff, and I exercise like I should. I don't blame myself. I blame Trump and racism. See, the thing is, y'all want to keep on treating Trump like he's a god, Democrats. Y'all want to say no kings, Democrats. But everything that's going wrong in your life or in the world, you blame Donald Trump, not even the devil anymore. I remember one time we used to blame the devil. And sometimes blame God. Have y'all made Trump God? Well, I'm glad I know who God really is. And I serve the true and living God. And the last time I checked, his name is not Trump. It's Jesus Christ. So why y'all running around here trying to blame somebody for your bad decisions? Think about it. Everything can't be Trump's fault. Put your name where you put Trump's and take ownership and accountability. Peace.
We changed presidents at the beginning of the year.
We did.
And the guy who moved into the White House said that he was going to fix it. Several times he said it would be easy.
Absolutely.
Has he fixed it?
Absolutely not. I'm definitely waiting for him to fix it.
Jones is a 3-time Trump voter, but she says he has simply failed to keep his promise to lower the cost of living.
I'm very let down by that. Very, very let down because I feel like it's only gotten worse.
The polls keep getting worse and worse for Donald Trump. And what's even better is that the number of people who actually did vote for him are not just saying, I disapprove of how he's handling the economy, I disapprove of how he's handling immigration. They're outright saying in polls now, I regret voting for this guy. And believe it or not, there is a world of difference between saying, I don't approve of the way he's doing things versus I don't approve of it and holy hell, I wish I'd never voted for the guy in the first place. But that is exactly what is happening with more and more voters with each and every poll that comes out. So this past week, we got several polls, one of them just absolutely devastating to Donald Trump, the other devastating to the entire Republican Party. The first poll is among Latino Trump voters. And as we all know, Donald Trump did secure a record amount for a Republican number of Latino voters in the 2024 election, securing 48%. So he still can't crack half, but it's the largest amount that we have seen in modern American history. Trump got 48% of Latino voters. And now more than 33% of those Latino voters say, I wish I hadn't voted for him. And it's obvious, I mean, some of them, including in focus groups, have said, yeah, obviously I don't approve of his immigration stance. I don't approve of the ripping apart of families, the mass deportations, the workplace raids. I don't like any of that. And for that, I have to say that is a prime example of I didn't think leopards would eat my face because the signs were there. Let me put it to you this way, and this is a good, general rule for everybody to have moving forward with politics. If you're voting for somebody because that somebody said, I'm going to go after this group of people, this tiny little subset of people, I'm going to go after them, so vote for me for that. Rest assured, 100% of the time, it won't just be that group of people. It will grow, it will expand, and eventually, no matter who or what you are, you will be roped into that. So if they tell you, I'm going to stick it to this particular group of people that you also don't like, it's going to expand. History tells us it always does. So I don't have sympathy for any of these people that say like, oh no, I voted for him and now he's doing things that are, hurting me or my relatives. You did that. You did that and you own that responsibility. And you're not going to get my sympathy at all. But the other part, the bigger part, believe it or not, is that they disapprove of his handling of the economy. They disapprove of his trade war. They disapprove of his tariffs. Now, granted, you had plenty of warning he was going to do it. But at the same time, if that is the ultimate driver for these Latino voters, then yeah.
Trump keeps saying that we're back. We're back. Hottest economy. We've never been better. Reports out today that in record numbers, people are having their power bill. They can't pay the power bill. They're having the power shut off. They can't pay for it. How bad is this going to get? I often wonder. Like, he is so out of touch with America.
Eric, it was an open book test. What tipped you off that Donald Trump, the billionaire, was completely out of touch with the average American struggle? Was it the fact that he didn't know what the word grocery meant? That it was some archaic word and he's surprised we still use it? Because he's never been grocery shopping, bro. Or was it the fact that all of his properties are lined in legitimate gold? Was that it? Was that the one, Eric? You guys literally wanted to overthrow democracy for this guy because you were so worried that trans people were taking a shit in the wrong bathroom. You should feel and ashamed. But I love my country more than I love this feeling of satisfaction.
Watch this Trump supporter burn his MAGA hats after Donald Trump told his supporters to basically get over the Epstein files. Just take a look.
We're not going to play with these anymore. MAGA hats are off. America First hats are on. Burn, baby, burn. And this is a great representation of what's left of MAGA.
And the guy who posted that video on social media is a huge MAGA fan, super right-wing. It seems like so many of these Trump voters are just done with him now. This MAGA civil war is not going anywhere anytime soon. Donald Trump was really hoping that with this new statement, people would just fall into line and follow his lead. But many of these diehard Trump fans are saying, not so fast.
MAGA is having a huge meltdown and finally starting to crack and leave Trump. It's been coming in waves, but it seems to be escalating.
Trump rally we ever went to in 2017 when he came to Topeka, Kansas, and did a rally for Chris Kobach. Throw him in there. Piece of shit.
I've seen 5 or 6 of these videos. People are having bonfires. Apparently they have new gear now that says something like America First, I want to say, and the hats are blue. So that's interesting. People are furious, and it's understandable. I don't know how the rift in this country gets sewn back together. For many MAGA supporters, it was worth it to them to throw immigrants and women and minorities under the bus so that they could keep more of their own money or even potentially make more money. And they really believed, heart and soul, that that's what this administration was going to focus on. That's what they were going to do. They were going to lower costs. They were going to lower taxes. They were going to make sure that there were more high-paying American jobs available. These are low empathy people. They didn't care about the suffering of other people. That has never been a factor to them in their voting decisions. But what they have found is that we are bleeding out jobs and costs are through the roof. And not only are we still paying the same amount in taxes now, we have tariffs on top of that. And the economy is not well. And so people are fed up. They're sick of it. And I think that this movement is nearing its end.
I swear the funniest thing about these cultists is that while they whine that Democrats and the people on the left are the violent ones, they themselves can't stop publicly committing crimes.
Mr. Donald J. Trump, my president, let we the people take this one, sir. We will go through these cities systematically, building by building, brick by brick, and we will take these folks out permanently. We'll get her done, sir.
You and what army are going to do this, Grandpa, because you look like you can barely lift your 6-pack of Budweiser. The most hilarious part is you thinking Trump gives any shit about you, if he's even conscious. Actually, everybody already knows who this guy is. His name's David. And according to public information here, David works for a place called C2C Trucking LLC. Actually, by the time of this video, it might be he used to work there. Because MAGA's favorite thing is to fuck around and then bitch when the find out phase happens. Because I can guarantee you that based on the amount of backlash you're receiving, you're probably not going to be working there very long. Maybe that'll give you more time to reflect on why you post so much Jesus shit and then advocate for killing everyone. What would Jesus do, am I right? This is probably why your kids don't talk to you anymore, David. Because you're publicly willing to commit crimes to defend somebody who touches little kids. Have the day you deserve. Enjoy being a statistic.
And this is the biggest question that we have right now. That the orange bouffon can make it towards the end of this year. We just don't know. We just don't know. But we have plenty of negative energy to go around towards him and this country because it seems like everybody hates him. The last survey that they took, he's like minus 20 something. It is just awful. Well, 20 something I will say, because between one another one and some of the surveys are like 21, one is 28, minus 25 in his approval rating. Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him. I don't know how he can be in the White House. And all his cabinet is not any better. We just keep having problems with him. He just keep screwing up everything. And I don't know how we're going to be able to make it with him. What do you guys think? Tell me your opinions below, okay? Tell me your opinions about the orange bouffon. What do you guys think? That he will make it towards the end of this year? Because he also looked to me really sick. The last pictures that they had take to him, he doesn't look well. He looks really unwell. So what do you guys think? That he make it, or that he's not gonna make it? Or maybe he just make it towards the beginning of the next year, the year 2025. And can you guys believe the year is almost over? This year, it feels like an eternity, but it's just running. It's going really, really fast. Guys, don't forget to drop a like. Please activate the notification bell. That way you don't miss any videos. Help us to support independent media. That's what we want. We want people that is independent, giving your opinions independently. And don't forget to drop a like. Also, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the super tents, for the Cash App, for the Venmo. You guys are the best. I cannot talk today. I don't know what happened with my chakra. My mouth chakra is not working. So guys, take care of yourself. Bye.